Well, good evening. Welcome to our channel tonight as we talk about all things Fiji. So first off, I just want to say this was one of the most amazing trips that I've ever been on. And I'll give you some of the reasons why as we go through this live with you guys tonight. But we're so glad that you're here. If you have any questions about Fiji while we're going live tonight, just pop them in our either in our messenger on the page or make a comment on this live, and we can answer your questions as we go through this. But first off, I'll start off by sharing that we took a direct flight.
Before you get to your trip, can we
Yes.
hear what you thought Fiji would be like before you went?
Oh, so I mean, everybody hears about Fiji for like that travel destination for a honeymoon, right? That's usually what people talk about. Fiji for a honeymoon and beautiful beaches and um, exploring through the, I don't want to call it jungle, but just the lush greenery, the waterfalls. The Fijian Islands are huge. There's like more than 200 islands out there, but there's two main islands that you can visit. So, before I went, I was just thinking, oh, this is going to be a cool trip to another island. Get to see some fantastic beaches and um, you just have to be on the right locations to see those fantastic beaches. But this was also a family reunion trip. So some of my expectations about visiting the island were also wrapped in, spending much of our time with Daya's family that lives there in Fiji. Um, so the trip, right? A lot of people say it's too expensive to fly to Fiji or it's too long of a flight. I don't want to sit for 10 and a half hours one way, 11 and a half hours the other way. But there's ways that you can do it to break it up. So we went direct and going, it was 11 hours. And we paid for the comfort level with Fiji Airways. And if you do the comfort level, you get to choose seats, and some of them have a little bit more leg room, but you also get to bring two checked bags with you. Otherwise, you're either down to one bag, or depending on the rate you choose, no bags, just your carry on. Um, and so we opted for the higher level, the comfort level, so that we could check bags because we took almost an entire department store to Fiji.
How long were you
uh,
there?
So we left here on a Wednesday, but we crossed the international date line, so we lost Thursday. It disappeared, and we landed on Friday morning, and then we left the following Friday night, and then we came back and we gained a day. So it
That is pretty cool. I mean, that's kind of weird.
is
It's,
very
it's, it's,
weird.
it, how that play with your jet lag?
Coming home, it made the jet lag really bad. It wasn't so bad going over there, but coming home, the both of us were out of it for like a week because besides the jet lag and losing a day, it's 19 hours difference between here and there. So, when you're thinking like right now, it's 5 o'clock here on Thursday. Over there, it is noon on Friday. So it really messed us up coming back. But it was great. Fiji Airways, they're not bad. Our flight going over was a little bit disappointing, but our flight coming back was pretty amazing. Um, the first meal that they served us was a boxed pizza. Um, and some
How
of
was
us ate
that?
it. Well, some of us ate it and some of us didn't. I did not eat mine, but one of our travel mates that went with us ate hers, and she said it was okay. And then before we landed, they gave us like a breakfast, which was a little better than the boxed pizza. Um, but other than that, the seats were okay. It's island themed on the plane, so when you know how when you're used to putting in the pocket your stuff in front of you,
Yeah.
these are like nets from
Ah,
a hammock or something, right? So that was pretty cool. And then they give you a blanket and a pillow that's like all island stuff. So from the moment you walk on, you kind of feel like you're going to the islands. Um, and then if you don't want to do the direct flight, you can fly to Hawaii and you can take a break and spend a day or two in Hawaii. And then you can finish the second leg over to Fiji. And that would break it up maybe half and half if you did it that way,
Right, that would
depending
be.
on where you're flying from. So when we landed, we were towards the front of the plane. So, but when we got off, we were ahead of everybody else. So we were able to get to customs sooner. But even at that, the line was a little bit long, maybe 35, 40 minutes for us to get through customs. But we stood in front of the guy for like 2 minutes. And they stamped our stamped our passport. So we got a stamp in the passport.
Oh,
Ooh.
exciting.
Yep. And then went to get our rental car. Now, here's the thing to know about rental cars in Fiji. One, the deposits are 500, not the typical 200. So you got to be prepared for that $500 deposit. We rented with Hertz. We rented an SUV because we knew we had a lot of bags and we needed a big vehicle to transport those. And it was still unlimited mileage, so that was great. Um, and then they in Fiji they let you use different cards. So like I don't know if you've rented a car here and they won't let you put the deposit on one and put your rental on the other. They make you use one card. But in Fiji you can use multiple cards. And multiple people in the party can use their cards. You don't have to have just
Oh,
one
that
person,
that's good to know.
right? So um, that was great because they were like, okay, here, we'll use this card for the payment. We'll use this card for your deposit. You guys are good to go. And then over there, the rental comes with a certain amount of insurance that you don't have to purchase. You can purchase additional if you want, but you
Right.
don't have to.
That's could be
Uh,
why the higher fees.
yeah, potentially on that $500 deposit.
Yeah, deposit.
Yeah. The other thing was they drive on the other side of the road, on the other side of the car.
Oh, that's confusing.
It's very confusing. So up until we got there, I wasn't going to be the one driving, but when we got there, everybody was like, Jenna, you drive. So here I am.
No.
Cheryl's laughing. So here I am sitting on the right side of the car and trying to remember that I need to keep the lane, the middle of the lane on my right side, not my on my right side, not the opposite. Anyway, and then the windshield wipers and the blinkers are opposite. So when I wanted to turn, I kept turning on the windshield wipers
Oh my God.
instead of the
I
blinker.
I did that in
Everything is
Antigua.
backwards from here. That would drive me nuts.
Uh, hmm.
I did that in
Accident,
Antigua. Every
accident.
time I went to use that
Here we go.
blinker, it was the window wipers.
That would be
Oh, it was
funny.
so funny. Um, the people at the rental car place were super helpful. They even walked out with us when they showed us the car. They helped load our bags. I don't know how we
Nice.
got all those bags in the car with someone
How
still
many
able to
bags did
sit.
you bring?
So I checked two big bags. Dea checked two big bags, and her niece checked two big bags. So we had six big bags. And then each of us had a carry on like roller. So that's three more
Ouch.
bags. And then each of us had a backpack. So we had, we had, we had
You
nine,
don't fly light. You don't do light, do
not
you?
well, not on this trip because we took like a whole department store with us to give to the family when we saw them. When we came back, we didn't have that much because we left the bags with them. But the
Okay.
pictures, I think we have some pictures posted on either my page or Dea's page of the luggage on the rack or on the roller thing at the
We may
airport
have to share that with our
in
audience.
San Francisco because it was crazy. There was too much bags. Um, so they helped us get that in. I don't know how we did it, but we did. And then after that, we had a 3 hour drive to get to where we were going. So
3 hour drive.
3 hour drive. Yeah. So
You
that
know,
was
when you're
After
trying to
that long
turn,
trip.
and the wipers are going back and forth, that's how they know you're a tourist.
That's right. That's right. Um, so the other cool thing about Fiji is the people. I got to tell you, it was such an amazing experience, and not just being around like generations of family because family is really important to them, but the people at the gas stations and the people at the restaurants and the people at the little stores that you go to. I mean, everybody was just so nice and friendly. Most of them speak English because that's the language, of the country. Um, but it was really cool. And when I pulled into the gas station for the first time, they walked up and pumped my gas and washed my windows. And I was like, huh? Because I live in a state where they don't do that.
They
You
don't do
got to
that
go out
anymore.
and do it
Yeah.
yourself, right? So that was pretty cool. Um, we stayed at a really cool place in Pacific Harbor, which is 3 hours. Oh, don't quote me on which direction. So Nadi is where we flew into, and then at the other end of the island is Suva, and we went to a location called Pacific Harbor, um, which is about an hour and a half to Suva. So we were closer
Mhm.
to Suva than we were to Nadi. And the hotel that we got is called the Otika Palms Fiji Resort, and it's really more like a condo setup. So the room
Mhm.
was 2 bedrooms, kitchen, laundry, 2 bathrooms, balcony,
Nice.
and no service, right? They don't come in
Mhm.
and clean every day. They don't give you new towels every day.
Right.
It's more of a condo setup, but
Mhm.
it's right on the beach. You could walk all the way through the resort, past the pool, past the outdoor restaurant, down to the beach, within like a couple of minutes. Um, but that place, what I found out too while I was there, um, it's a it's a designated military rental place. So if people who are in the military are wanting to use their rates to go on vacation,
Mhm.
this particular resort was one of those in Fiji.
No, nice.
So that was really cool. Um, and they let us check in early. We didn't expect that because we got to the hotel at about 11 and check in was 4.
Mhm.
And we expected them to say, no, you're too early, but they let us check in
Right.
early for free. They didn't charge us for it. So we had been flying all night. We rented a car. We drove through 3 hours, and then they let us into the hotel early, which was nice. So we didn't have time to nap though because we had to get ready. If we had to be at 2 different locations by a certain time, so
Oh
we
my
showered and
goodness.
we got ready, and I downed some coffee
Yeah.
because they had little things of coffee and tea in the kitchen for us. And off we went to the first family gathering. Um, but my first impression of the hotel was amazing. It was fantastic. Um, Air conditioned, thank goodness. The other thing though about Fiji is it's so humid outside that when you check in, they tell you do not turn on the air conditioner and open your sliders at the same time because it'll cause condensation everywhere.
Yeah.
So if we opened the sliders, we had to make sure the air was off, and if we wanted to have air, we had to make sure the sliders were closed. Um, the first night, I came across some cockroaches in the bathroom in the middle of the night. It is an island,
Yeah.
um, but that at the hotel, that was the only thing I came across. Um,
Thank goodness.
yeah.
Any lizards or other wildlife?
I didn't see any other lizards, but I know they have them there. The picture behind me is a
Mhm.
place in an area called Wyandotte, which is where her family lives. And that's kind of a river coming down from a waterfall.
Mhm.
And in that, there were little fish
Mhm.
and freshwater eels.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, they
I'm
were
not big
about
on eels.
Yeah, they were
Fish
about
I
this
don't mind.
big. Yeah.
But
Um, so it was fantastic. It really was. And just some of the logistics. When we go to a new country, I always prepare myself for like issue because you just never know, right? But from the
Yeah.
moment we got off the plane until we checked into our hotel, we didn't have any issues at all. It was just smooth sailing. Um,
That's good.
Learning to drive on your side of the road was a little bit challenging,
I'm sure that was.
but I always had someone in the seat next to me telling me, okay, go over there or go here. Um, but by the day two, I got the hang of it. But it was that first day was pretty good.
Were they big cockroaches?
So the first night there was a pretty good sized one. And then the next night after that, they were small, like babies. And then after that, I never saw any again. So
I don't know how I'd react with that cockroach in the middle of the night. Everybody would probably be awake.
oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. Um, so what did we do the next day? So Friday night, I mean, this is still the day we arrived. They had a big welcome party for Dea because she hadn't seen her family for 17 years.
Mhm.
And so, we've got video of her brothers seeing her for the first time in that long, and her nieces and nephews, and um, lots of tears, lots of crying, lots of emotion. Um, and to prepare for this party, they did what's called a lovo, and they cook underground. So they put the heated, not coals, but I guess they're using wood and stuff and
Mhm.
rocks. So they're putting the wood and the rocks in the ground and making sure they're hot enough, and then wrapping the food in foil and putting it all there and covering it with banana leaves. And so that night at the party, there were a lot of people at that party. Um, we had from the Lovo fish, lamb, chicken, and then there were a bunch of side dishes to go with that. A lot of Indian flair side dishes, which were really good.
Mhm.
And then there was a lot of music, there was a lot of dancing, there was a lot of just happiness. And of course, she had to put me on the spot a couple of times and make me do some dances. And I'm like, no,
I don't recall seeing videos
not
of those.
not unless you're gonna come
No,
dance with
no, you
me.
didn't post
So
any of
she,
those
I'm
I
dances.
gonna
I
did
have
see
to
not.
get a hold of
pictures.
Daya.
So she made me get up there and do them solo, and I'm like, no, people should be doing this with me anyway. So
Gonna have to reach out to Daya and see these videos that you have not posted.
I have not posted them.
Gonna have
I
to
don't
talk to
have
Daya.
them because I was the one doing the
I'm gonna
dancing.
have to talk to Daya. We need to see those
Yes, we
videos.
do. Yes, we do.
Maybe she has them.
I'm sure she
Um,
does.
yeah. Um, so that was fun, but that was a late night. Um, and then Sunday was a fishing day, which was so cool. Her brother's fish. That's what they kind of do to, you know, as a side business. So um, we went to the village where they live, and the river is literally right next to the village. And so the boats are right, just walk a little ways down.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, it had rained the night before, so wherever we're walking is completely like muddy and slippery. So all I could envision myself was walking down to the thing and just sliding down in the mud because it was that slippery. Thank goodness that didn't happen. But then we got down to the boats, and there were three boats, and I think there were 18 of us altogether between the three boats. And we went through the river until it got to the ocean. We went out to the ocean. We did some fishing for a couple of hours, and there's a little island right there where we were. And so we pulled over to the island on this little beach area. We had a picnic lunch. Um, and then we got back on the boats and went back through the ocean, down the river, back to the village, and um, ate fish for dinner that we caught during the day, which was really cool. But that whole experience was just amazing because it's not commercialized, right? You're just going out with family and you're having a good time, and they don't even use fishing poles there. They have these round reels of fishing line, and so they tie up the bait with the hook on the end. They throw it out and they let the line reel through their hands, and then they hold on to it until they feel the nips, and then they do this, then they reel the fish in.
That's cool. That's sort
um,
of like what we used to do with crabbing. We used to
yeah,
just with the chicken necks, and you have the line out. Once you feel them nibble, you start slowly bringing them in.
yeah.
That's always fun.
So that was a fun day. I got completely sunburned, even though I had lotion all over my legs. I had a shirt on that covered my arms, but that was fine. But the burn was really, really bad, so it made it uncomfortable for the next day or two.
Oh, jeez.
But it was certainly worth the trip, and um, I would certainly do it again because that kind of experience and just the view from being out on the water back at the islands um, and the shore was pretty incredible. But it was just very peaceful to be sitting out there on a boat and enjoying the day.
So, did you have a wow moment?
I had a lot of wow moments. And they weren't, well, so some of them were about Fiji itself, and some of them were about the experience of just being with generations of family, right? Um, I did a post the other day after I came back, and I was like, wow, this trip reminded me that, you know, to some people, family is everything, and literally generations, 4 generations, 5 generations of family just hanging out together and enjoying themselves. That was a wow moment for me. But this place right here behind me that we went to,
Yeah.
that was beautiful. That was a wow moment. Going up the river, because there's parts of the river where the water is too shallow to use the motor on the back of the boat. And
Hmm.
so the brothers use these really tall sticks and they just push us along that part of the river that is too shallow to use the engine for. Um,
So, how deep's the water behind you where you guys were swimming? It's so
um,
clear, it's hard to tell.
I know, right? So, like, they were jumping off of the rock we were standing on into the water, but you had to do it in like this space because it got shallow on either side. So, like, right in the middle where he's swimming is where you needed to do the jumping because if you went that way or that way, it'd be a little bit too more shallow.
It
But
looks so inviting.
yeah, and
It really does. I'm like mesmerized by
yeah,
it.
It's so
there's
clear.
Goodness,
It looks like
it
a
does look very.
pool.
there's multiple locations up behind their Wyandotte village where you can see these particular types of um, waterfalls and rivers and whatnot.
And
So
does
which
her
one,
family? Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
so which location was your favorite to be visiting?
Um, so I like Pacific Harbor. I like that it's right on the beach. I like that I could walk out to the beach and have an amazing, beautiful view. Um, and then we drove to Suva one day to go to the actual big city. And as you drive into Suva, you see all these other incredible beaches and some of the bigger resorts that are more well known are closer to Suva. And then we went into the main city of Suva and did some sightseeing and then did some shopping. Um, but the beaches are pretty incredible there, that's for sure. And the one day that we got to go see the beach I really wanted to see in Sigatoka, it was low tide, and that was the day that was like 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Wow.
So I'm trying to get these pictures of this beautiful area, and it was still beautiful, but because of the murky waters, you couldn't get
Mhm.
the turquoise as much as it would have come up if it was just a calm day out on the water. Um, but Sigatoka was beautiful. We stopped there just for a little bit the day we left. We stopped at a couple places on the way back the day we left that were beach related. Um, we had pizza. We had some amazing pizza. I know you're laughing.
Pizza?
Um,
Amazing.
pizza, yeah. There was a place near where we were staying that is a big grocery store, and then they had this cafe next to it. And the cafe had like burger sandwiches, and they had pizza. And I was like, well, let's try their pizza. And so we did chicken pizzas, and one was spicy for all of them, and one was not spicy for me.
Mhm.
Um, and it was so good that the next day, not the next day or the day after, I took her brothers there. Um, they've never had pizza. So I was like, we have to take your brothers over there so that they can try pizza.
They never had pizza.
Yeah. So we all went and had pizza and it was good. Um, and the other wow for me was almost every meal I ate was a home cooked meal by someone in the family, Indian in nature, and was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I'm sure it
So,
was.
so what was the favorite meal that you had?
Oh, don't ask me that.
That's a
Because
hard question.
they were all
Like a
fantastic.
local food. What was your favorite that stood out? Was there anything in particular, a particular fish or
So whatever fish we caught and ate was fantastic. I don't know what it was. Daya might know what it was that we
I
caught
see
and
she
ate.
had some redfish.
Yes, I don't think we ate the redfish. I think we ate the bigger ones that we caught um, later that day, and then a couple of days later for dinner.
So how
But
good are they at filleting that fish and taking out the bone?
it was very good.
I worry about the bone, and once I get a little piece of bone, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. But no, it was good. I didn't come across too many bones. Um, but the people that we were with, they like to cook more of a barbecue style.
Mhm.
So we had barbecue lamb, we had barbecue fish, we had barbecue chicken. We had all kinds of amazing foods that I would
You didn't
certainly
go hungry.
no, did not go hungry. Mm-mm. It was all very, very, very good. So,
So what kind of sightseeing did you do? What did you see besides the
uh,
beaches?
so yeah, for the sightseeing, it was this place here. There's a place in Pacific Harbor called Arts Village, and we went there and took some pictures. They have some incredible lily pad ponds, and they I've got the other traveler who's
We
waving
can,
at me.
I
Yeah,
see
see the
her
hand.
peeking
Wait,
in
wait.
and her
Yes,
hands in there.
yes. So they want dancing videos.
Dancing videos? Oh my God. Okay.
They
Ones
They
that
want,
need
you
to do a
haven't
dancing video with
posted.
but
me.
she said once that I haven't posted of me dancing.
Okay. Sounds good.
Um,
Yeah. No.
what else did we do for sightseeing? We Suva had some great places to see, but that arts village had some different things that you could certainly get some great photographs at. They also do a cultural show there at
Mhm.
this place where we went and took some photos and did some shopping. We thought about doing it, but it was like $150 per person. So
Mhm.
um, they didn't want to spend the money to go do that with the group of us that were there. But that was a cool place to go and visit. Um, where else did we go? Oh, so you know how here we have things like Dave and Buster's where you can go in and play
Yeah.
games, and then sometimes they have those machines that you can put money in and use the claw to
Oh,
win
yeah, the claw
things,
machines.
right? So
Y-
we took her nieces and nephews who have never been to a place like that, to a place like that that existed, in fact, where the pizza place was. So we went in there and we loaded up a cart, and there were 10 of us, maybe, um, ranging from adult to 8, 9 years old. And we were playing all kinds of games, and the younger people were getting the things out of the claw machines. But they never tried something like that. So we just went and had a fantastic time at this arcade place. And
You
then right across from there, literally, you walk out the door and go right across, is a gym that you walk in, and this place is spotless and it's brand new and it's fantastic. It's free to use. People can just go in there and use the weight machines, the bikes, the
Oh, wow.
treadmills, the floor exercises, whatever it is. So I was really
Mhm.
impressed that that was there for free. But we had some fun in the game area, um,
I'm
with
assuming
the kids.
some family has commented on Facebook that they miss you.
Yes. Yes. And we do some video calls with them, um, now that we're back. But yeah, certainly a lot of missing of
So
each other.
Dea posted the other day she had a cream bun.
Yes.
Now, what's the
So,
cream bun?
yeah, the cream bun. So they have a store there called Hot Bread, and it it sells exactly that, hot bread. Um, and oh, that's so funny. I was right. People are watching in Fiji. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
you called it.
yes. Hi, Vandana. If you're still here, hey. She was actually one of the most favorite people, that we were hanging around. She was a lot of fun. She likes to cook and dance, which got me laughing all the time. Uh, but anyway, we did some, the hot bread. It's a store, and you can go in there and you can buy, cream buns, you can buy croissants, you can buy pastries, you can buy, um, what is, like a pastry filled with, ground lamb.
Mhm.
And so, um, that was one of the places she used to go to a lot, and so she missed it. And there happened to be one right across from our hotel. So the
Nice.
one they went to was in Navua, which is closer to where the family lives. Um, so they went there to get all of the hot bread to bring it back in the morning for breakfast for everyone else over at the village when we stayed there, for the night before we left to come back home. Um, but it's literally, you walk out there with these really cool pieces of hot bread. But the cream buns were like, I don't know, they were thick, tall. And then it's just warm bread, and then the top has some cream filled in and kind of coming out the side.
Hmm.
They were very,
So,
whenever we took them back to the village, it was the first thing to go.
I'm sure it
Like
was.
everybody wanted the cream buns, but they were really
so,
good.
so one of our favorite viewers would like to know the money exchange.
Oh, the money exchange. So, the easiest way for us to figure that out is, half. So if we're buying something in Fiji dollars that's 60, it's 30 US. So it's about half.
That's a fairly easy way of conversing.
Yeah.
I think this week it was like 2.10, something like that. So, add some cents onto it, but it was just easier to think to ourselves half. And then when we did all of our bookings, we did them in US dollars. So we knew what it was going to be in US dollars before we left.
So, was there a cultural experience that stood out to you the most while visiting?
Um, just that the people are so friendly and warm and welcoming. Um, you guys know that Day and I have traveled a lot of places, and
Mhm.
for all the places that we've traveled to, I can't say that everybody we met was so warm and friendly and welcoming. Um, some places people don't even like American tourists, so
Right.
you don't get that warm welcome. But we certainly, and not just from the family and extended family, but um, just from people that we engaged with, whether it was a restaurant or a store, just people were very friendly. I can't wait to go back.
So you're saying realistically, Fiji's affordable?
Yeah, so here's the funny part. As soon as we got back, I get an email from Fiji Airways that says one way from Los Angeles to Nadi for $399.
Wow.
Yeah, one
That's
way,
not bad. Hmm.
399.
May have to
And
go to Los Angeles.
I'm sure that's the rate that it doesn't allow you to check more than one bag. And it
Yeah,
might
it's
even be the
basic.
rate that doesn't let you check the bag. But I mean, if you can travel with a carry-on, a roller that fits in oh, that's the other thing too. Oh, goodness, this was a nightmare. So, yeah, you're laughing. So Fiji Airways weighs your bags and they have to be under a certain amount of weight or they'll charge you. And they even weigh your carry-on bag. So if your carry-on bag weighs more than it should, they would turn it into a checked bag, and then you have to pay the fee for that extra checked
Oh,
bag. And with Fiji Airways, that third checked bag is like $150 um,
Ooh.
with the rate we had. If it was someone else
right.
who had just a one bag and now they have this, it's still $150 for that extra bag, right? So we had to make sure that all of our bags were under the weight. And so luckily they have scales at SFO. And so we were putting the bags on the scales and nope, this one's over by a pound and a half. And so we'd have to literally maneuver everything around to make sure that
Oh,
not one of our bags was overweight. And we were doing that at the airport, shifting things. So all of our bags made it okay. They didn't have a problem if it was like 0.5 over or 0.75
right.
over. Only if it's more than 1 full pound over, right? Do they charge you? And then we're standing in line and I'm looking at the sign and it says um, that your carry on, whatever you're bringing, your backpack or
Mhm.
whatnot, also has to be a certain weight. And so I looked at them and I'm like, do we need to now go through our carry ons? Because this says they have to be a certain weight. So we're watching up at the front, and some of the ticket agents are also weighing the carry-ons, but some of them aren't.
You might have to wear two pair of underwear.
And so we,
Your entire week's
right,
underwear.
and so we were crossing our fingers that we would get an agent that wasn't weighing the carry-on bags, and um, lucky enough we didn't. So, but they do tag your carry-on bags, and they tag them based on color. If it's big enough that it should go up, then they'll tag it for up. If it's not, then they'll tag it for under the seat. So, and the inner storage cabins, the where you put your luggage inside, they're not very big. So that's why they keep the size of the piece and the weight of the piece down.
So
So
with
that was eye opening.
so you said it was Fiji Air that you took. Do they have the same rule for a personal item? Can it be a backpack?
Yeah, so we took the personal item. We all used backpacks because we all had our carry-ons too. So our rollers and our backpacks when we went. And so the rollers fit up top just fine, but we made sure they were under the weight. And then the personal items, the sign said they were going to weigh them, but the ticket agent we had didn't weigh them. So they just tagged them and we were able to take them on.
So somebody looking to go to Fiji, where would you say they should maybe splurge in one area and where they could save in another?
Um, well, it depends on how you like to travel. If if you don't like to fly and don't like long flights, I would splurge on the flight. Um, and then depending on um, where you like to stay, if you want to stay on the beach, you know, it. So I'll give you an idea. We were in a condo, and we were in a condo for, uh, we were in that condo for 5 nights. And again, remember, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, kitchen,
Mhm.
you know, patio outside. Um, it was around, with taxes, around 200 a night for that.
That's a pretty good deal.
So not
Yeah, that's a
not
good
too
deal.
expensive.
No, not at all, especially for what you're getting, you know?
Compared to what
Right.
we pay here in the US or anywhere else. I mean,
Yeah,
to get 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom kitchen, that's a
And
good
that's
deal.
fantastic.
that hotel we stayed at did not charge us a deposit. They do have events every night of the week, and so they put a calendar on your door that says what's going to happen this week. The first night we were there, they were doing their own version of a Lovo, but they didn't have enough people to participate, so they canceled it and sent everybody next door to the Pearl Resort, who was doing a similar type of dinner, but not a Lovo. So where we were, there was Pearl on the right, Ultica in the middle, and then Uprising on the left. And when I was booking the hotels, Ultica was higher than the Pearl or the Uprising. So you could even find ones that are right on the beach for less
Wow,
in the
that's a
surrounding
really good
area.
deal.
And it probably depends on what time of year you go to. So right now, it's not their like hottest season. We did get quite a bit of rain in the evenings and overnight. It even rained while we were fishing, but that's okay. We were already out on the water anyway. But it didn't last too long. Um, but it wasn't, it was only in the 80s when we were there. It was humid. So when you were in the sun, it felt like it was hotter than 80.
Right.
But there are times of the year where you go and it's much hotter than that. And it feels much hotter than that with the humidity. And that seems to be like the October to December area
Right.
of time when they get some of the hotter months.
Now when you went, it was is that more towards the off season, like the shoulder
Yeah.
season
Hmm.
that you went? When is the
Yeah.
busiest time?
Um, like the busiest time for tourists.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the busiest time. Um,
So was it crowded when you went or was it kind of quiet?
no, it wasn't very crowded at all. So our friend Google says June through August is the peak season.
So you know, it's again the summer months, so you just went right in the shoulder season.
Yeah, but it was
So,
it
so
was
how's
it was great.
snorkeling in Fiji?
So I didn't get a chance to snorkel, but a lot of people go to Fiji to snorkel and dive because they have some of the best locations in the world to do that. Um, and there's plenty of places to go, even if you go. So a lot of people go to Fiji and they use like Viti Levu or Vanua Levu, the two bigger islands, as their home base. And then they travel out to some of the other island chains. And if you go out to some of those other islands, you're going to find some really good snorkeling and diving over there as well.
Now, do
Um,
they have it off the beaches or do you have to take a boat?
both.
The majority.
Both. So when we drove back from the Navua area to the airport in Nadi, that 3 hour drive back, we stopped at this place called Sigatoka. And I was telling you that it was low tide that day, right? And I could walk out, I don't know, I could walk out maybe a quarter of a mile before the water
Wow.
went to my knees. It
Oh
was
Oh,
wow.
just,
wow.
I didn't walk in the water, but when you look at it, you could see that. But I could also tell that if it was high tide and the water was in, you could totally snorkel there because there's little coral reefs around there, and I could see it, the little fishes that could withstand the low tide, right? I could see them, and I could see some starfish and whatnot. So I'm sure if that had a little bit more of a tide in that particular location, you could see. But there's many locations around Fiji to do um, both diving and snorkeling.
Sounds like I would like that beach because I'm not a strong swimmer.
Hmm. And that's what I noticed too. A lot of the beaches in Fiji, even the beach that's right outside the hotel we were at, the waves weren't breaking until literally almost a quarter of a mile out because it's shallow, 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 and then that's where the waves break. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Sounds like you had a wonderful trip.
had a wonderful trip. And now
Anything else we
I have
can,
some extended family in Fiji.
that's
There
wonderful.
you
That's
go. For your
wonderful.
next trip.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Might have to go longer.
Yes, I would like to go
Yeah.
longer
She's like,
next
yeah.
time. I would like to go longer next time because there's so much to see and do. And, we knew that this trip would be a lot of family, which was fantastic. I wouldn't trade it for the
Family
world.
focus.
Yeah, very much family focused, which was fantastic. But the next time we can stay longer and go places with the family and go sightseeing and go over to some of those islands and, see some more.
So before we wrap up, we have a couple of more questions on
Okay.
Facebook. Um, how was the food on Fiji Airways? And would you
How's the
fly
food?
again? Now we know you mentioned the box pizza, but
Yes.
they may have missed that. But other than that,
So Fiji Airways, it's okay. Um, I would fly them again just because they do the direct flight. You can go to like Australia, New Zealand, and then fly over from there. And you can take some of the major airlines over there too. Like if you want to take United or take Qantas or whatever, you can go to Australia, New Zealand, and then fly over to Fiji from there. Um, the food wasn't the best. It was okay. And the food going for some reason was not as good as the food coming back. So the pizza was the same, and I didn't eat the pizza either way. But the breakfasts on both flights, the one coming home was better than the one when we went there. Um, but I would fly them again only because they're direct.
and sometimes that's important to do the
Yeah.
direct flight. However, it
Mhm.
would be kind of nice to hit New Zealand as well. Um,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
so here's a big one for the beach lovers is
Yeah,
do the beaches have sandy or rocky bottoms?
sandy.
Now, is it the soft, super soft sand or is it the grainier sand?
Where my hotel was, it was super soft sand. But I could also see other areas being a little bit more gravelly because they're right there next to the coral reefs. And a lot of times it's the coral reefs that would break up in the waves that cause that feel on your feet when you're out on the beach. But the one I was at was very soft sand.
Any
Nice.
shells on the beach?
Wonderful.
There's a good question.
Uh, yes. Um, but I didn't spend a lot of time looking for them.
Also, question for you. Can you take the shells or do you need to leave them on the beach?
That's a question I don't know the answer to either. Whether or not you can,
Most, you're supposed to leave it. You're not supposed to take anything in
Yes.
most places.
yeah.
Yeah, because I
Um,
had a friend here this past weekend and uh Aruba you can't touch the shells. That's gotta be they gotta be left.
Mm,
uh, so generally, I did a little Google research. It says generally you should not take shells, coral, sand, and other natural items from BG beaches unless you're certain that it's permitted because they find you obviously in the airport. You could be,
Yeah.
handed with a fine. Um, it says about the shells, it says a few empty shells collected casually for personal use may not always be an issue, but regulations vary.
mhm.
And many shells are important to the marine ecosystem. even after they appear abandoned, and some species are protected, and custom officials may confiscate them upon departure. And it says, of course, never take your live shells containing animals, coral alive or dead.
Hmm.
Um, Starfish, sea fans, or other marine life, sand from the beaches, protected plants or wildlife. Um, it says even if you can legally collect something in Fiji, you may face restrictions bringing it back into the United States. Customs and Border Protection and other agencies can inspect and confiscate natural items that could pose environmental risks. They actually, if you want souvenirs, you can usually find jewelry and such at your your souvenir stands and stores or what are they, artisans?
Artesian.
Um, you can take pictures. They say, you're supposed to leave it as you find it. So
Yeah.
unless you know for sure, you're better off letting it be where it's
Mm.
meant to be.
Yeah, it
So,
was fantastic.
so do they
Mm.
have like your farmer markets and whatnot in Fiji?
So each as you drive through Fiji, it's you know how like when you're on a road trip, you go through like little towns, right?
Yeah.
So when you drive through Fiji, you're driving through little villages all the way. And the villages have like their own police posts and they have their own um, little markets and
Mm-hmm.
housing areas. And then along the road, they have on the side of the road um, little um, booths, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people from the village go out and use those booths to sell fruit and fish and coconuts and vegetables and all kinds of stuff. Well, that was the other cool thing that I had. The brothers went and got me a coconut from the tree, and then they cut the top off and they stuck a straw in it and gave me some fresh coconut
Oh,
water, and
that's
it was
nice.
Oh,
really, it was
nice.
really, really cool, and it was awesome to have straight from the coconut. I really enjoyed it, um, and so that was cool. But they have little like that as you go in different villages. You could stop and buy something from the side of the road.
Roadside stands.
Yeah. Let me see if I can bring up.
So I'm assuming that they don't have um the people on the beaches pushing sales, attacking the tourists.
No. Mm-mm,
They don't, pretty much
mm-mm,
beg you.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me, before we go, I'm going to show a couple of pictures because there were some that um, you guys wanted to see. So here, let's do that.
Oh, did we have video?
So here's the luggage one.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Can you
Tons
see?
of
Can you
tons of
see all the
luggage.
luggage?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
that is a carload, definitely.
And we believe it or not, we got all of that in my brand new car. How we did it, I don't know. And then we got all of it in the SUV that we rented with three people sitting in it. But then we left most of that behind and didn't come back
Mm.
with all of it. So that was what our luggage looked like before we left. And then um, yeah, just at the airport. Let me find.
So
So
while we're,
here's the Lovo.
oh,
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Yeah, so that's how they cooked for us. That was really cool. Um, don't mind the pictures of me sleeping. And then here's just fun, fun family photos. It was fantastic trip. Those are four of her brothers.
How many does she have?
Five. And then here's this is our fishing day. So going up the river.
So is this where it was too shallow to use the motor?
Yes. It won't let me change it now. There we go. And then, that was the boats we went out on and a group
That's
of
a great
us.
picture.
Um,
So we have another question, Jana.
yeah.
Can you drink the water?
I think for the people who live there, we drink bottled water pretty much wherever we went. Um, See, this is where you can see some of the turquoise water.
Ooh.
That was on our way out
Oh,
to,
yeah, it's pretty.
out to fishing. Um, and then
It
this was
definitely
the
looks like an amazing trip. And the smile
yeah,
on Daya's face.
this was the island we had lunch on. Um, yeah, it was just a fantastic trip. And then here's the fish we caught between all of us. I didn't catch any fish. I caught a piece of coral that got thrown back in.
So you would starve if you had to depend on your fishing skills?
I would, yes. And then here's more of that waterfall area. They went further up where the water did a little bit more of a waterfall.
Now, did they have like the natural slides there? Like the rock
A little
slide?
bit of it, yeah. And then I'm driving behind this, but that's how they get around. It's called a carrier. So, um, let's see, that was the river and stuff. What else did I have? Oh, we haven't done any more than that yet, but yeah, you
It
can see,
definitely looks like
see
an
they're
amazing
all
trip.
sitting in
Oh,
how
yeah,
fast that
looks
water's
nice.
coming down. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll get around to posting some more pictures, but it
I
was
say it's time for another trip, but include your friend Cheryl.
Yeah, well, I mean, you keep an eye out on those rates to Fiji. The 399 rate's really not that bad
I
for
guess I'm gonna
quick
have to
flight.
sign up for Fiji Air emails just so I can get to Fiji.
Yeah, but it
So
was great.
Yes.
we would like to thank you for sharing your amazing trip.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are plenty of people that would consider Fiji after the wealth of information we've received.
Yeah, for sure. And it's certainly worth it if people have that on their list and, don't let the myth that it costs too much to keep you from really looking into going because you can do it without it breaking the bank. Um, but it is certainly worth the destination.
Mom, I guess we need to plan a trip to Fiji with Janna.
Yeah, mom's already said she wants to go.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait to go.
That's amazing. And to see Daya's face, the smiles, and in those
Oh,
photos you can tell she was in her glory, seeing her
Mm.
family again.
family.
Yeah.
Amazing. All
Yeah.
right.
And they're such fantastic hosts. So, it, yeah, you could go there
The
and,
type of people that welcomes everybody into the family.
yeah. Um,
It's
oh,
nice.
that's funny. Shawnee is on here too. Okay. Yeah. See, they,
See, I see the
they,
smile on your face
they
talking
hopped
about it.
on. I know they hopped on. How cool. Yeah, it's, that's cool. It's
That's wonderful.
fantastic to have family and,
And mom is ready. She said so.
oh yeah, she's ready to go. Yeah. So maybe one of these days I'll have some of them hop on with us and they can
That
tell you
would be
about
cool.
Fiji from
That would be
their
For
exciting.
perspective. Yeah.
yeah, that would really be cool.
And so maybe when I put up some dancing videos, I'll put some of our amazing dancing cook. But I think
Dancing
that,
cook.
yeah, I think that was one of the things that really I really enjoyed is there was just a lot of joy, right? And everybody expresses joy differently, but there was just a lot of dancing around that feeling of joy for people. Um, and just fun dancing and um, even like older aunts getting out on the dance floor dancing. And these were just in homes or outside. The brothers had built this covered area for the party just in case it rained and stuff. And so
Mhm.
we were dancing there, and then we were dancing at houses when we would have dinner.
Now
Um,
we know where the dancing comes from with Daya.
yes. Um, yeah.
And those
So
of you that don't know Daya, she loves to dance.
she, yes, lots of dancing on her TikTok page. Um, but it was just lots of joy and lots of love. And
You can see it.
lots of tears when we laughed. That was a really hard goodbye. But
And
it was
and
more
and
of a
all
see
of
you
that
later.
and all that emotion you can actually see in the photos too. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you
But
so much for sharing all that beautiful love.
yeah, you guys are welcome. And if you have other questions about Fiji after you watch this, maybe you're going to catch it on another day, just put them in our group or our Facebook page, and we'd be happy to answer them. Um, but I enjoyed talking about Fiji, and I can't wait because next month we're all going to be talking about Hawaii.
Yes. Are you all ready for Hawaii?
Yes, can't wait.
Cheryl's like, I don't know.
Well, I got part of my flight today.
Well, there you
I
go.
now will get to San Francisco and meet up with Janna and mom.
Yeah,
I was going to get the return, but I don't know. I might want to add a day.
You might want to stay a little bit longer. You never
Maybe.
know.
Maybe you never know.
yeah,
So we have exceeded our time,
Yes.
unfortunately. Kind of like Jada's visit.
right.
All good things come to an end.
That's right. Unfortunately. So 2 weeks we'll be back,
Yep.
and we'll have a surprise. We'll have a surprise for that night. So join us again in 2 weeks, and we'll unveil the surprise.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Mom. Aloha.
All right, folks. I think that's us for tonight. Have a good 2 weeks, and we'll see you back here.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, live stream stopped.
Okay.
Yay. Oh, that was so cool that they were on. That's
Yeah, I'm glad I was paying attention to the chat.
yeah, so
Your
Shania
mom
is
had a couple of good questions. It was your mom's
yeah,
questions.
Yes.
Shania is Daya's niece.
Okay.
And so she hopped on just towards the end there. And then
Did she
Vandana,
comment?
I don't think so, but I saw
Yeah,
her
I
hop
only
on.
see Van Hannah,
Vandana, yeah. So
Vandana.
yeah, she's such a great, happy go lucky, just